Hope all is well and happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hope y'all had a beautiful weekend. Um, I hope all my brothers, if you're a father, if you're a stepfather, if you play any role in a child's life in any capacity, happy Father's Day to you. Um, Hope y'all had a blessed weekend. Once again, happy Monday. And, we are discussing, as y'all see in the title, we are going to be discussing black politics, black economics, and enlightenment. All right. As you all know, sometimes have a, I sometimes don't agree with when Bob Johnson sold BET. And, everybody has their personal reasons for the decisions that they make. First of all, listen, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, all right? I want you guys to share the platform with your loved ones, your friends, your family, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna have some discussions about different 1 second. All right, yeah, we back. So we're gonna have some discussions about I have some topics, different topics that we want to discuss. But make sure you subscribe. We're at 399 subscribers. All right, we want to hit 400 by the time this. No, forget 400. That's the minimum. All right, excuse me, pardon my voice. We want to surpass 400 by the time this podcast is over. Okay, so just want to give everybody a shout out once again, and so I want to give a shout out to Byron Allen. All right, Byron Allen. If any of y'all don't know who he is a I want to say billionaire. Okay, let's see if Byron Allen is a billionaire. Okay, so Byron Allen is a big time executive. Um, he owns the Weather Channel. He owns a number of major media companies, and he just won a lawsuit against McDonald's. Okay, so I don't know if y'all knew back in 2021, McDonald's they made a pledge to invest more money into black media, push more African American ads, things of that nature. So let's see if Byron Allen. I think he is a billionaire or worth a billionaire. Let's see what we got. So yes, Byron Allen is a billionaire. Okay, according to Afrotech, his net worth is estimated to be 450 million, and his company Allen Group is valued over 4.5 billion. So he has a group, a media group called Allen Media Group, and considered one of the richest men in America. All right. So, like I said a couple of minutes ago, we're gonna dive into his story. Stop yapping. How you doing, Demetrius? How you doing? Yes, this is black. Yes, we are discussing black economics and black politics, and also topics of enlightenment. Okay, so make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit the notification button too. All right. So McDonald's promised in 2021 to boost ad spend with black media, excuse me, from 2% to 5%, but never followed through. Okay, so all they had to do was boost it 3% more. Okay, they was already at 2%. All right, so they had to boost it up to 5%. Never followed through, which sucks. All right, Byron Allen called them out for stereotyping and excluding his media empire. All right, which reaches millions. Okay, so Allen, he owns a number of media companies, right? So when we say media companies, we mean like he owns different companies that revolve around media. We'll get into that. Okay. So when you if you're not putting money into black media, of course his company gets, or companies, they get hit. So now, just days before the trial, they settled. So initially the lawsuit was for $10 billion. So they was able to settle, of course, because who wants to go to court if somebody's trying to sue you for $10 billion? All right, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so this is a win. This isn't just about Byron. It's about success, equity, and respect for all black-owned media. Okay, Allen's group represents 90% of it. Okay, so this deal changes the game for how our stories get seen and supported. Okay, so what I want to do, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? Peace to all of y'all. Okay. So what I want to do on this podcast this evening, I want to discuss the different companies that Byron Allen is in charge, runs. Okay, which media companies do Byron Allen own? Okay. Okay. So when we say, this is the reason why he made this big lawsuit. All right. So Allen, okay, Byron Allen, he has an umbrella of organizations. All right. So Byron Allen owns a variety of media companies through his umbrella organization, Allen Media Group, formerly known as Entertainment Studios. All right. Here's a breakdown. Television stations. Allen Media Group owns and operates dozens of local TV stations across the United States, okay, including those affiliated with major networks like ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. Okay, so he owns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this man owns 10 television stations. 10 television stations, all right, along with owning the Weather Channel. Okay, he acquired the Weather Channel in 2018, making him the first African American to own a major cable outlet. So I don't know if you know, the Weather Channel is it gives you access to weather across the world, across the globe. All right, and the Weather Channel is a solidified platform which he owns. Okay, he owns the Griot. This is a digital broadcast television network and website focused on providing news and perspectives of African Americans, owned by Allen Media Group. Okay, so he's affiliated with Fox, NBC, CBS, and ABC. All right, owns 10 television stations. Okay, so by him making this lawsuit, you know, it was personal for him. Okay, because if you're a company like McDonald's and you're putting money into ads and things of that nature, and television stations, you're a big company. McDonald's is $1 billion brand, and for them not to keep their word, a person like Byron Allen, he takes that personal, and I would take it personal too. That's why he went to the forefront. And somebody like Byron Allen, he has the money to get the lawyers to put up a fight like that, because you can't try to sue McDonald's with a $20 lawyer or a cheap lawyer. No, you need a team. You need a freaking a very good, all right, law team. All right, so their legal background has to be top tier. Okay, and for them to settle is major. So now McDonald's will be putting more money into black media, and it's going to benefit. It's not just McDonald's, but I think other companies too, other corporations are going to think twice when they're putting money into black media into African American platforms and things of that nature because they don't want to get hit like McDonald's did. Okay, so shout out to Byron Allen. Um, I feel like I'm gonna reach out to them on some capacity because he's the closest to BET that we have. All right, as far as when Bob Johnson was owning BET. All right, so I want you guys to go follow my Instagram page. Go follow the Instagram page, Big Picture Media Harlem. All right, I want you guys to go follow that because we have some good topics on the platform that we talk about. All right, awesome. So I want to give a shout out to Memphis Bleek. Memphis Bleek is starting a new podcast. It's called Rock Solid Podcast. It's under Black Effect, under the Black Effect umbrella. Black Effect is owned by Charlemagne. Okay, you have podcasts like Drink Champs, Lauren LaRosa. Her podcast is on under them, and now you have Rocks. It's a lot. There's a lot of podcasts that are under Black Effect. You have what's another one? I think it's called R&B. That's a podcast with Tank and another R&B artist. You have another the basketball one with the two basketball players. I forget their name, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. They played for the Sacramento Kings. But I like what Charlemagne is doing with Black Effect. This is like the modern day BET, right? This is like the virtual BET to a certain extent because you know you don't need it. Well, of course they probably have offices and things of that nature, but you don't need an actual BET had how much is the all right. How much is the car insurance? Any other yearly tax? Yeah, so you don't need an actual studio. Like BET had a studio. I think they had one in California, and I think they had one in New York, right? So you don't need an actual studio to own a media company like this and have different shows under it, right? You can just pretty much have your brand and then your company, have a couple of offices, of course, but then have your employees or people working under you, have them promote and market these different podcasts that are under your that are under your umbrella, that are under that. So along with that comes direction. You might have writers and producers that can redirect or oversee some of the different podcasts that might be under the brand, and just take the wheel, just be able to take the wheel and give them a direction. Of course, anytime you're under a big brand like Black Effect or like Rock Nation or any other brand like that, you're gonna get the exposure. You're gonna get the exposure, which leads me to another post that I put up, which is called, and I'm gonna probably get back to the Memphis Bleek post, but which leads me back to Dave's Hot Chicken. I don't know if you guys ever tried Dave's Hot Chicken, but these are three friends that started this business with $900, right? $900, and I don't know how they was able to do it, but they was able to bring on Drake as an investor, okay? And Drake, he invested in this brand a few years ago. Now their business has been sold for $1 billion. Okay, $1 billion. This is crazy. Okay, this company started with $900 in a parking lot pop-up. Okay, now the business is valued at $1 billion. All right, so when you have a company and you are looking to you're looking for exposure, you have to a good part of that is being able to have someone with some type of stardom invest in it, or maybe advertise it in some shape, form, or fashion. So if you have somebody like Drake, right, he's investing in it, right? He has these different contacts. He has people he can call, because I looked up and I saw Dave's Chicken. I think they have one in Penn Station. They have one out here in New Jersey and Kearney. They have them all over the place. So this business is all in all these different cities, all these different states, and they're successful. Now they're valued at $1 billion. So congratulations to Dave's Chicken. Me personally, I didn't like the chicken. I think that for people who are into spicy foods, then that's something for you. I mean, I like the sauce. The special sauce they have is good. That's the closest to the seasoning that you're gonna get, respectfully. So it's not for me. It might be for you, but that's not a thing for me. So back to Memphis Bleek. All right, like I said, he has a podcast called Rock Solid Podcast. It's under the drink. It's under the Drink Champs. I don't want to say logo, but it's being pushed by Drink Champs and also pushed by Black Effect. Okay, so it's definitely a good podcast that you guys want to check out. I think his first guest was Ja Rule. Memphis Bleek. He was on Breakfast Club this morning. I think it was this morning. Yeah, he was on there, and he spoke a lot. He spoke a lot about growing up, coming up under Jay-Z, living next door to him, the older Rockefeller days. And one of the things that really stood out to me when he was talking on the Breakfast Club this morning was when they were signed to Rockefeller, how you had the state property clothing line that was under Beanie Siegel, and he told Beanie Siegel, he said he looked at the clothing from state property and it said manufactured by Rockaware. So Memphis Bleek knew that Rockaware wasn't even manufacturing their own clothing. So how could they be manufacturing state property's clothing? So that right there just showed me that as a youngin, Memphis Bleek was already business minded. And he was. It's unfortunate that the response that Beanie Siegel gave him was a little negative. And now you see, well, when Beans got out of jail, he was asking Dame that he felt that Dame Dash owed him money, and Memphis Bleek looked back and said, this is what I was saying, So we have to be, I don't want to say cautious, but we have to, the way we approach business decisions. A lot of times it's not about how much money someone is giving you or offering you or you're receiving, but you have to look at it from a long-term standpoint, right? And I think a lot of business decisions that Memphis Bleek made was from a place of honor and loyalty, and I kind of get that from him, and I respect that about Memphis Bleek. I've never met him before. I like his music. I think a lot of his music is past his time. I think it's because him being around Jay-Z and getting all of that experience and wisdom from him. I think some of his music is just like he's ahead of his time with his music, and that's a good thing because that could mean that your music is timeless. His music is you only got a certain number of artists whose music is timeless. Jay, like I said, Memphis Bleek, Nas, people like Mobb Deep. It's only certain artists where their music you can play their music, from when it first dropped to years to come. So big shout out to Memph. I'm looking forward to Dame Dash being a guest on his podcast. He said that might be something in the works. That way him and Dame can kind of sit down and just have a one-on-one conversation on what really happened with Rockefeller Records. That will be an awesome interview. Nothing but honorable conversation, honorable thoughts. We need that. Our culture needs that. It's been so long. We all want an interview with Jay-Z and Dame. I think that this is a start. This is a start. We all know that Memph, he's really the only one when it comes to the music industry who converses with Jay-Z on the regular. So this will be a good start for reconciliation, for them to reconcile their differences, because Rockefeller was the best thing smoking. Let's just hands down, like that was one of the best black record between Rockefeller and Bad Boy. Like we could relate more to Rockefeller because of the music, because you saw Jay-Z and Cameron and Dame Dash. It was like a mirror image. You felt like you was down with Rockefeller. You know, um, so it's I would love to see the interview with Dame Dash, Memphis Bleek. Um, I think this will be a start. This will be the start to the healing period of Jay Z and Dame Dash. Some people might differ. I get it, but time heals all wounds. You understand what I'm saying? So um, I feel like um, if Dame agrees to sit down with Memphis Bleek, this will be a good start. This will be a good start. Um, Shout out to Cameron and Mace. I think Cameron needs to come on his podcast, have a conversation, because some people feel like when Cameron and when Dipset was signed to Rockefeller, that started the downfall of Rockefeller, because Dame Dash was giving a lot of attention to Cameron and his crew, but they was working hard. Cameron, Dipset, Jim Jones, they was putting their work in, and you can't fault them for getting that attention from the Rockefeller staff. You know, I just feel like there should have been a little bit more communication in that matter. And Jay Z, he probably felt a certain way and said, this is going down the wrong path. So listen, we all can have respect for the business decisions that Jay Z has made, because look at him now. He is up billions of dollars. He's successful. He's in a place where he can help his brother Dame Dash. Because regardless if they're in separate places and they don't work together anymore, they are still brothers. All right? Just because you don't agree with someone, just because you're not on the same page, just because you don't do business with that person does not mean you are no longer their brother. They are still brothers. They are just in different places. All right? Mentally and physically. Okay? So, like I said again, I cannot wait for that interview to happen. Um, I think our culture needs it. And when I mean our culture, I mean the era that witnessed those years of rap culture. Okay, um, it's much needed. We don't know what can happen from that. More black businesses can start. When healing starts, okay, then good things come into fruition. Okay, good things come into fruition. There's nothing better like seeing our black brothers coming together and settling their differences. Let's see how much black media promotes that. Let's see how much they promote that. Okay, so shout out to Memphis Bleek once again and his team, the Rock Solid Podcast. I wished him I wished him so much luck with that. Um, I think he said he's gonna have Young Guru on there. I'm gonna watch the Ja Rule episode, the first one he did. I'm gonna check that out, see what that's hitting for. Um, I can't wait till he has people like Young Jeezy on there, or maybe like Jim Jones. Like he should. I feel like that's gonna be a good, solid podcast. All right. So we're gonna really get to that. All right. Shout out to everyone who graduated this past month, in May, or the beginning of June. Congratulations to you. I wish you or your family, much success, and continue to grow with whatever you plan to do. All right, I will be moving into a new podcast location in the middle of July. I cannot wait. So my platform will be much more professional. The content that you see will be much more professional. the ads, the whole shebang, the whole editing and everything like that. I cannot wait for the guests that I'm gonna have on my platform. We're gonna have some rock solid conversations, and you guys are gonna love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. So I'm just prepping you guys mentally for it. You know, for the past few years, I've been doing this. What do you want to call it? I've been potting, you know, through my iPhone or whatever the case is. But now it's time to get back to the script. Okay, so my content will be more professional, and it will have a nice set, and we're gonna be straight. We're gonna be rocking. Okay, so shout out to Tyler Perry. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Straw, but shout out to Tyler Perry. He on in the BET Awards, you know, he spoke about how his movie studio in Atlanta has created more black millionaires than any studio in Hollywood. And you know, a lot of people, they have different feelings, you know, about Tyler Perry. You know, they feel he exploits black people in ways that they're uncomfortable with. And that, I feel that was the reason why he made that statement, because you know, he's making all of these black people millionaires, but he's not getting the props for it. He's not getting the credit for it. He got the money, so he don't need the credit. Do you understand what I'm saying? And people are constantly going to him and working with him. So you got to give that man his props. You know, he's getting to the bag. The last movie he did, Straw, was fire. Taraji, she did her thing. I'm pretty sure she got the money she deserved for that movie. I'm pretty sure Tiana Taylor got the money she deserved for that movie. You know, so it's like, people, we gotta stop being so quick to tearing our black people down, especially our black entrepreneurs who've invested their own money, who's putting their money back up on the table to create studios and things of that nature. Like, we gotta get out of that. We gotta stop that stigma. You know what I'm saying? And this is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So let's get in a habit of bringing each other up, keeping each other in the right mental space, keeping the people that surround us in the right mental space. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get out of this. We gotta get out of this stigma of, if your man is depressed, you gotta be depressed too. Like, lift your people up. Lift your people up. You know, be a great listener. You understand what I'm saying? And you listen, you give your advice. You know what I mean? You might not always have a solution, you know, but you give your advice. If that person don't want a solution, that's on them. You know, don't feel bad because you solution driven kind of person. You know, or do what God puts in your heart to say. You feel me? Do what God puts in your heart to say. Like, and that's all it is. That's all it is. You know. But listen, man, I just wanted to come on here to shoot it up with y'all for a little bit, talk about some topics that I've been posting on my media page. You know, we're just building up to when we're gonna be at the new location, and it's gonna be a beautiful sight. It's gonna be a beautiful sight, and the conversations are gonna be authentic. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I see y'all coming in. I see y'all dipping in, dipping out, pause. But make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit the like and notification button. All right. And remember, I said this is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. All right. Actually, I'm bugging. Yeah, no. It is. I'm thinking about May. So this is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Listen, guys, like I said, keep your mental health top priority. Okay, top priority. All right. And I want y'all to stay blessed. Until next time, peace.